Sara sat on her bed, her Quran open before her, eager to memorize her first surah. The words seemed daunting, but her heart was filled with determination. Where do I begin? She wondered aloud, feeling a bit overwhelmed. Sara decided to seek advice from her friends, who had memorized surahs before. At the park, she met her friend Amina, who was reciting a surah softly to herself. How do you remember all the verses, Amina? Sara asked curiously. Amina smiled. I repeat the verses several times until they stick. Repetition is key. Sara nodded, feeling motivated to try this method of memorization. Later, Sara visited her cousin Layla, who was reading her Quran under a tree. Layla, how do you memorize the surahs so well? Sara inquired. Layla replied, I imagine the words as pictures in my mind, like scenes in a story. Sara's eyes lit up. That sounds fun. I'll try that too. Back home, Sara combined the tips she had learned from Amina and Layla. She repeated the verses several times, each word creating a vivid picture in her mind. As she practiced, the surah began to take shape, becoming more familiar. Her mother, hearing her practice, walked in with a warm smile. You're doing wonderfully, Sara. Remember, patience and practice are key, her mom encouraged. Sara felt a surge of confidence, knowing she was on the right path. Day by day, she continued to practice, repeating the surah and visualizing the verses. Each repetition made the words easier to remember and more meaningful. Finally, one evening, Sara recited the entire surah from memory without hesitation. She beamed with pride, knowing she had accomplished her goal. I did it, Sara exclaimed, her heart filled with joy and gratitude. The journey had been challenging, but the reward was worth it. Holding her Quran close, Sara felt a deep connection to the words she had learned. I can't wait to memorize more surahs, she thought to herself, excited for the future. Sara looked out of her window at the serene sky, feeling peaceful and content. Memorizing the Quran is a journey, and every step brings me closer to Allah, she whispered. With a smile, Sara turned the page, ready to start her next surah. And so, Sara's adventure in Quran memorization continued, one beautiful verse at a time.